Welcome back to patch version 0.0.77. Another small patch as per the usual, and it comes along with some pretty huge change, they say, and oh no, it's the same card, never mind. One of the most significant changes being the officer tweaks. Now, officer is made to be the support class. You have a ping on shooting, with binoculars, you can tell people where to go. If they listen to you, you have a lot of stuff, right, with officer, but it's kind of been underperforming. So, it's been buffed. And here are the officer changes. The first one being more of a statement than anything, just saying how it's kind of underperforming as a sport. And maybe someday we'll get mortars. Maybe. Another officer change, more so a bounce change, but you see why it's an officer tweaks, is many teammate icons have a more static size rather than fading away into a tiny pixels at a distance. You'll see why this is important for officers, and even shots too. Here's a huge officer buff. That being the reduced cooldown of your whistle from 70 seconds all the way to 30, allowing you to change your order depending on the scenario, as once the 30 seconds are up, you can just change your order, which is, that's actually just crazy. The officer's icon can now be seen from 200 studs rather than 100. This now also applies to all shot kits to encourage players to support them. Officers are now able to see icons of all nearby teammates within 200 studs, regardless of whether they're an officer or not. So, you're able to identify where your teammates are more frequently, allowing you to go towards them and support them, rather than just playing by yourself. Because, you know, helmet save lives. Developer, could you please add an option to remove name tags or class icons above people's heads? It's kind of immersion breaking, you know? Here is another huge officer tweak. Now, as you may have already known, you can only fire players from your left hand, which, well, when you want to the right hand peek, you just die, right? But now, boom! You can shoot with the right hand. Huge. Actually huge. Radio has also received one of these buffs during Officer's tweak, that being reduced movement penalty with the Mauser carbine. With the radio shot kit, it's the same as walking, so you're able to peek out more frequently without getting your headshot off. If you're insane, that is. Or goaded, who knows? What's the difference? Officer marks with binoculars are now superior marks. This is a huge change. These superior marks can mark Geist and Apparition users alike. Do note that these do not apply to flares and telescopes, only binoculars. You're not rewarded for marking people with their binoculars, guys, so please use them accordingly. And here's the final officer tweak. Hitting an enemy as officer now applies a long mark. Now, what was it previously? What was a short mark? How long is that? Just 1 second. Well, how long is a long mark? 10-second mark, my brother. 10 seconds. There's no superior mark, though. Remember that. It's no superior mark. But 10 seconds is crazy, dude. You're gonna see an officer every game now, guys. It's the goated support class now. Have fun, guys. And now, we shall go over the balance changes. Open up a window on the little desk by attacker's train spawn room, fixing issues of lobbying behind it safely while enemies could not, which was... Bulwarks, you had the greatest time of your life, let me tell you. Remove the draw time for healing others with the first aid kit. Sometimes it may have been awkward if you did the actions too fast and nothing would happen. Well, that has been fixed. And even more, healing others is now more encouraged. The anti-material trooper has received a buff, that being a stub-nosed Grace for backup. Do note that the anti-material still has horrible handling, so if you were to sneak up on one, I doubt they can pull out the Grace in time. The max pyramid has been increased to 32, as you could divide 15 by 2, which caused a lot of issues with balancing. But now, it should be more equal. Bulwark's deployable shield has a new property, allowing it to be walked through by teammates and oneself, but not enemies. The Jesse Nade has received a buff, that being most of its animations have increased speed. Is there a scenario where you need the Jesse Nade? Or now, you have enough time to pull it out and use it. Increased demolition damage of judgment, which means, well, you do more damage to constructs, shields, and any other structure with the judgment. And lastly, the final balance change. Pills from the first aid kit now take effect the moment you pop them in your mouth, rather than when the animation is done. Have you ever walked on a gas cigarette trap and you did the whole animation, the pill is in your mouth, you should be okay, and then you die right after because the animation wasn't finished? Well, that's been fixed. And lastly, we will go over the bug fixes in one succession. Fixed jokes from using mining bomb launcher and mining terrain early game. Fix Dread not being able to pick up shock kits, which in turn removes the helmet. Fix Repair Wrench / Bolt Torch, bricking you if you try repairing the terrain. What? Fix Stairs are manufacturing having Cripping Collision on, which made them absorb boards. Thank you! Fix Crab's Greenhouse not having collision on the dirt. Fix an issue of Renta equipping axes in the middle of the charge cooldown, whatever that means. Fix Revolver Cylinders going out of sync when reload canceling. Hopefully fix an issue with vaulting over the train's front carriage and teleporting. Fix Greenhouse Cloth not being shoot doable. I knew this, Bill. Fix Fix text spelling error with sandbags. Hopefully fixed issues of tutorial not removing a SWAT property, whatever that means. Fix swamp and collision issues with ladders on Craft Assembly. Fix being able to thank morticians for giving you toxin. Fix Ragnar's retaining animation on deaths that involve animations of its own. Example, giving. Fix the visual bug of judgment boards ricocheting on a helmet hit even though it was a successful kill. Extend the tower on Golden Empire spawn so they can't camp up there anymore. It wasn't problematic, but it just looked too silly. And well, that's that. That is patch version 0.0.77. That's it. That's the entire patch, everyone. Goodbye. Helmet save lives. Holy shit, I got it first try. What the fuck? That's actually goated as hell, bro.